Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Before we get into the liquor stuff, I have to actually ask you about a report that's just come through to us. Our reporter Ronald Masinda has been in Philippi on the Cape Flats, and there are some concerns there. 9 people have been injured. It seems that the illegal electricity connections from the neighbouring Ramaphosa informal settlement have led to food being spoilt in shops in Philippi. There are now clashes, 9 people injured, and we understand the police have come under some attack with stones being thrown at them. But most worryingly is our reporters saying that there aren't many police, there's hardly anyone around in terms of law enforcement. Are you able to tell us what's happening there and whether there will be more support over these clashes which we're hearing about?
In fact, I just want to also call on our communities, wherever we have law enforcement officers and police officers, Metro Police, the Army, that we please obey the kind of basic rules that exist, that we obey the rules specifically of COVID-19 and the regulations of COVID-19. And in this specific instance, we want to condemn any form of community attack on any one of our law enforcement or agencies. And we want to really ask that people rather sit down. If it's electricity connection, let's sit down with Eskom and try and sort it out. But please don't attack the police. They're the ones who are protecting you. And specifically in this COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen what it means if the police don't enforce the law. The pandemic, the virus specifically spreads like wildfire, and we want to prevent that. So we really want to condemn the attack on our police and all our law enforcement agencies, but secondly call on communities to please obey the law. It's your life at stake. Thank you.
Mr. Fritz, will you be sending or will you be requesting that there's more law enforcement going into that area?
Excuse me? You're asking?
Will you be requesting that more law enforcement, that perhaps more troops and police move to that area this afternoon to make sure the situation is calm?
Yes, what happens is that all our operations, all the police law enforcement operations is conducted from a central point, what we call the Joint Command Center. And that will, of course, always, where there's a red light, will really be sent to that specific hotspot.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let's move on to the liquor issue now. I understand that you have suspended 10 liquor licenses in the Western Cape. This is because of people with liquor stores apparently trading in liquor. Is that correct?
Yes. In fact, 37 cases. We're busy with 37. And as the figure stands at today, it's 14 liquor licenses or license holders that's been suspended. And we are continuing investigating the other 37, the rest of the 37. And I can tell you that we have given the Western Cape Liquor Authority very, very kind of a strong mandate to not, specifically during the lockdown, not to play with anyone. Anyone who's trying to circumvent the lockdown, anyone who's trying to not obey the basic rules will be dealt with. And in fact, remember, this is the suspension. After a full investigation, this may lead to a complete revoking of your license, or it may lead to a fine that cannot exceed 115,610 rand. And I'm saying to a lot of people, this will happen. This is a very serious situation we're in, and people must please just obey the law.
Mr. Fritz, can you explain, as you're saying it's now 40 liquor license holders in the Western Cape have now been bust selling liquor, essentially. Are any of them big players, or are we talking small taverns, small enterprises, or are there any big retailers who are involved?
Yes, you will be very surprised, and it's sad to say this, that we always just think of the beans. The beans on my list are 37 of the people who we are investigating. Some of them are liquor outlets of big retail names, and they will be dealt with even more severely because they're supposed to know the law better. And I think some people are in for a very, very big surprise after the investigation.
Bearing in mind that they've pretty much been caught red-handed, are you able to give us the names of those retailers?
Unfortunately, it would be fair. It would be really, because we may just find them not guilty at all. and that would not be fair on the name of any of these retail outlets. So I think when we're done and when we are finalized, it would be a pleasure of us to announce all those names and to kind of name and shame, because I think it's an absolute disgrace that anyone during the COVID virus and COVID-19 pandemic dares to open a shop to sell liquor.
Fritz, we've also seen the looting of a number of liquor stores in the Western Cape in particular, with members of the public just trying to get to the alcohol. Also this morning, the South African police sent out an alert that they've arrested a Mozambique truck driver, I think in Komati Port. He was in possession with bags of heroin, but also bootleg gin. So clearly, and he was coming from Mozambique, the illicit trade in alcohol is starting to increase. If people are trying to bring alcohol over the border into South Africa, are you seeing this happening in the Western Cape as well? Is it the illicit trade is starting to grow?
Not yet. In fact, there was one truck that tried to come into the area, but that was immediately stopped because of our network of roadblocks. And I want to really also use this opportunity to say thank you to all our police entities, all law enforcement entities, from the army to the police, who are manning these roadblocks, men and women who are blocking all this any illicit and illegal substances, including drugs. Remember, the drug trade in the Western Cape was our biggest event. That we have been confiscating drugs, large-scale drugs, at a number of roadblocks. I want to say thank you to those police officers. But the point we want to make is, unfortunately for us, it's not come in at the moment, and because we are the furthest point, the southern point, we will activate our roadblocks to keep a very, very alert eye on those illicit transporters to try and bring in those kind of illegal liquor into the province.
Well, thank you very much for that update. That's the MEC for Community Safety in the Western Cape, Albert Fritz, telling us that, in fact, they have caught 40 liquor licence holders trading illegally during this liquor ban. And he said he cannot give us names, but he said we would be surprised. There are some big liquor retail names on that list.